Well, we sure do thank you for joining us here on the Market Day Report. I'm Marlin Bohling with you, your tour guide to the ag commodities, and I want to get you updated on what's going on in our grain trade. You know, the corn market was flat overnight, didn't do much of anything. Let's take a look at it right now with our quotes from bar chart, and right now we'll go with that March contract. And we have March corn sagging. We're down 3 1/4 at 472. Just can't get much momentum behind it. In soybeans today, we did have that overnight sale of 123,300 tons to unknown destinations. Maybe it helped a little bit. January soybeans are 10 cents higher. We're at 13.39 3/4, so I will give it that. In wheat in Chicago, we have the March contract 2 lower at 5.59 per bushel. In Kansas City wheat, you have the March contract now trading 2 higher. We're at 5.98 1/4. Now earlier it got up over $6. Now we fell back below it again. Spring wheat trade on the March, we're now 4 higher at 7.03 3/4. That's 3 cents off of its overnight high. The March cotton contract is currently trading at 79.65, and that is up 39 points on the day so far. Well, it's that time of the week when we call on the one and only Ben Hushon of the mill. He is in Whitehall, Maryland. He joins us right now from the Mid-Atlantic region. And he always gives us an update on what's going on with farming and agriculture in that part of the country. You know, is there much weather-wise that's been going on here lately? I think you got in on that big storm that went through the other day, right?
Good morning, Marlin. Yes, we did, and I'll tell you what, we were very thankful for it. We had actually 2 events probably since we last talked. We had a good solid 2 inches. It came over about a 36-hour period. And then Sunday, we had another ½ inch in most areas cover through. So certainly the rain that the small grain, wheat and barley and cover crops were looking for has definitely arrived.
Well, did the farmers get done with harvest before that front came through, or is there some left to do yet?
Marlin, they did. They were pretty well wrapped up. I mean, you can still see some occasional cornfields around. But it's funny, this past week, beginning Saturday, the majority of farmers changed their harvest technique, and it was deer hunting season began in both states, Pennsylvania and Maryland, on Saturday for white-tailed deer. And that is certainly something that fresh on their mind as they saw the incredible millions and millions of dollars of damage that deer certainly do to their crops. And again, the farmers are they're not the only hunters, but that's certainly a very big activity. Marlin, in our community in Pennsylvania, the schools close for hunting season on Monday. It's that big a deal. And you'll drive around for the viewers. I sent in some pictures. As you drive along, you'll see random pickup trucks setting along the road or out in fields, and it's pretty significant. According to insurance companies, 11,000 deer are hit every year just in Pennsylvania by vehicles. So lots of damage and danger there. And give you an idea of significance, in Maryland, there's typically 70,000 white-tailed deer harvested a year. In Pennsylvania, of course, a much bigger land mass, there's over 400,000. And one of the things that I've seen transpire in the last few years is there's butcher shops lined up. If a hunter kills a couple deer and only wants one for his freezer, they're lined up with the food banks to take it right from the butcher shop to the area food bank. So it's pretty much a win-win in that scenario.
You know, I've heard that in several cases, and that's an awesome idea to help out the needy there. And it is very important. I know a lot of people don't quite understand why they need to be controlled. There are several facets to that, not just property damage control, but also disease and that sort of thing as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not an expert in that space, but I know I've sat through some various educations where they will talk about, just think about it. If you don't balance that out, nature will take care of itself. Chronic wasting disease, look that up sometime on the internet. That is incredibly cruel to deer. to go through that when they become overpopulated. And there's areas, especially down in Maryland, where there's less land mass, less woodland, where they have eaten everything within reach in the woods. You walk in the woods and you don't see any brambles, anything down at the human level, and they've eaten it, and they're just quite honestly starving, trying to find something else to eat.
Wow. All righty. Well, thank you for the update. That is an important facet of agriculture that a lot of folks don't often get to learn about. But thanks for bringing that up, Ben. That is very critical in your area there, especially where you have a lot of wooded parts of the country. So thanks for the information and the update on what's going on. Ben Hushon of The Mill. He's in Whitehall, Maryland. And we'll come back in a moment. I'll run through our latest livestock futures trade right after this.